you're not ready to run through a wall for Jake Funk?
Starting with the running game, I think I'm a guy who's a very productive runner. I'm a guy who is a downhill one cut back that, that takes what the defense gives and never, gets negative yards. I don't like to dance. I like to, keep the offense on track in the run game. And then also on top of that, I think, I'm a very versatile player. I think I'm somebody that you can motion out into the slot, become a receiving threat, be a mismatch in that game, as well as, on special teams. I've played every single special teams in my career at Maryland, racked up 30 tackles in over 2 years on the, the coverage units. And I think that, within itself could be a weapon. And really, I take pride in being more than just a running back. I'm a football player at heart. And being able to just make plays all over the field, whether that's running, receiving, blocking, or covering kicks and tackling. I think, I do all the basics of football very, very, very well. And I think it rounds out my game and, creates a very versatile player where you're going to get more than just a running back if you end up drafting me.
He sold himself on our show. The Rams guys loved it, and then he loved it once he was selected by them. He's going to play. He's going to make the team. He made it. He's going to dress, and he is going to get carries in that Rams offense out of the gate. So Jake Funk,
so good.
Congratulations. And the #1 player, the #1 best story.
Who beats Funk?
You got to beat the Funk. Let's go. Do you guys know about Browns offensive guard Michael Dunn?
Tell me.
Have you heard this guy's story? D'Angelo, as a player who has had so many guys on your teams who have done the NFL journey of practice squad to practice squad to practice squad, I know you'll appreciate this guy, number 68, Michael Dunn. All right, how do I even go about this? Undrafted out of Maryland, another Maryland guy.
Wow.
All right, he's played in 7 games. All right, so he's played in the NFL, and he actually started one of them in the playoffs too, okay? But here is his story. Undrafted by the Rams, okay, in June of 2017, waived by the Rams, signed by the Rams practice squad, signed to the active roster, signed by the Jaguars. Jaguars practice squad, off the practice squad. Jaguars practice squad, on the practice squad. Yeah. Then played for the Birmingham Iron of the AAF, the Alliance of American Football. Well, they suspended operations and stopped being a thing, and he had to find another job. So he signs with the Dolphins. I'm going to make the Dolphins, right? Doesn't make the Dolphins. Then goes and is drafted by the Seattle Dragons of the XFL. Yes, the Seattle Dragons of the XFL. Well, guess what? COVID-19 hits. There's no more XFL, so he's out of that league. Signed by the Browns in August of last year, waived by the Browns in September of last year, signed by the Browns to the practice squad after that in 2020, and finally would be lifted up to the active roster during the season a few times, and for the first time in his long journey, which includes a lot of stops, which we will go through here, this young man made the final 53 for the first time of his life. Michael Dunn, it has been a journey, and all those practice squads and all those new t-shirts with the Dragons logo that doesn't exist, or the Iron logo that doesn't exist. You made the squad. You remember the Cleveland Browns. Congrats to you. There you go. Let's go. 5 different players, unorthodox journeys to the NFL, different kinds of stories. I know we talk a lot about Cam Newton and some of the other guys who didn't make teams. Let's celebrate some of the guys that did.
Unbelievable. It is now a done deal. That should be the new t-shirt. I always say for Jake Funk is, Peter, offensive coaches hate 2nd and 11 and they hate 3rd and 13. What he said about, I'm a guy who keeps the offense on track, that is a coordinator's dream. They're always talking about, we got to stay on schedule, one-cut runner, and we know that McVay ate it up, and that's why he is where he is.
There will never be a 3-yard loss because he's dancing in the backfield. That is
There's a value in that.
That is Jake Funk right there.
There is a Darren Sproles-sized hole where my heart used to be, and I need that filled by Jaret Patterson. I need him to be a thing. Not only incredible that he made it, he's in the NFL, he's 5'7", he's got all these crazy, his accomplishments are insane, but the fact that they only kept McKissick, Antonio Gibson, and Jaret Patterson. There are only 3 running backs on this entire Washington football team roster. He could be a thing.
It could definitely be a thing, Ken. I had an opportunity to interview Jaret Patterson, and, the way he looked at me, he was like, man, I grew up watching you.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at him like, bro, you are a stud.
Yeah.
And let me give you a background. The only reason he got in camp, we gave a shout-out to the front office. It was because Chase Young.
Is that right? Did Chase make the statement?
Walked into the front office and said, hey, guys, y'all need to take a look at this kid. He was one of my high school teammates. He's a really good player. Just bring him in and try it out. And I said, man, Chase, you might have a future in the front office, man. because he found him a stud. That's for
awesome.
Sure.
Awesome.
Found a stud.
It's like you threw him a block. That's cool.
Top 5 stories of players making the 53-man roster, brought to you by Peter Schrager. More GMFB up ahead. We got your headlines here. Week 1 is 7 days away. 8. 7. 8.
7.
7. A week from today.